Hello and welcome to part 4 of the Winter Fairy Printable project. So today we will be making ephemera and maybe hidden paper clips if this video doesn't go too long. So first we'll be making a shaker box with this card here. It's one of the bigger postcards that's included in the kit. I'll just quickly show you the other things I'll be using. So when I buy file folders I keep this plastic, so I'll be using that. I have some faux snow that I usually get at Dollar Tree, some beads that I got at Hobby Lobby. You can also use little pearls, and then glitter that I also always get at Dollar Tree, so I'll be using the blue ones. And then my glue and a piece of lace. Oops, and a piece of lace. So this piece of lace I cut slightly bigger than this card just because I'm going to have to bunch it up a little bit for the things to move around in there. So it'll just depend. I might have to cut this off at the end. The reason I have this plastic is because I've made this shaker box before in my Rachel journal that I gave to my friend, the pink one, and I only covered it with the lace, so the glitter and the snow came out and it fell around in the journal, and I don't want that again. So what I'm first going to do this time is I'm going to also cut a slightly larger piece than the card, and then I'm going to glue that down first, but I'm going to make sure to bunch it up a little bit so there's space for things to move around. And then I'm first going to glue these parts down. Then once it's dry, I'm going to put my stuff into the plastic, glue the top down, then wait for it to dry. Then I will go to my sewing machine and just sew around. I won't be able to show you that because my sewing machine's upstairs and there's no way for me to record up there, but I will show you how it looks afterwards. So this next part will just be in silence. Well, that didn't quite work out how I had planned because my glue didn't want to stick to the plastic for some reason. I don't know if it was my glue or if it was the plastic itself. So if you do not have a sewing machine, I would recommend that you attach it with double-sided tape and then glue your lace on maybe, or sew by hand. So what I did instead is I just took off the plastic because it wasn't sticking. I sewed it on my sewing machine, then sewed on the lace. So as you can see, there's 2 lines. Then I put my stuff in and I closed it. So this is what it looks like basically. I'll try to show you as close as I can. And I still really like how it looks. So if I take my book, I'll just attach it to a page with a clip, a bulldog clip. But you could probably also use a paper clip or just glue it directly onto your page. That would also work. All right, so that is it for our shaker box. Next, we will be making some specimen windows. So this is just the way that I do it. You could save yourself a lot of time. You don't have to use stickers. If you have real flowers, pressed flowers, and a laminator, you could just laminate the flowers. I don't have a laminator or enough flowers, so I just use my stickers because I have a bunch. And then you could also use a die cut machine. That doing that, skipping this whole step, I didn't have a die cut machine either, so this is how I'm doing it. So what I do, I hope you can see the frame of the acetate, but I put a sticker on acetate and then I kind of cut a rectangular shape around it so that it could be a Polaroid. Then I have some strips of paper that I fold and I ink the edges, and then I will just basically be sticking it around the top one and the 2 side ones, And then for the bottom part, I will be using a thicker piece of paper that I'll fold around, and also ink, but I will do that while I'm like sticking everything on, because I can't do that, like pre-do that, because all of them will be different. So I'm gonna make 3 of these. I have some different kinds of flower stickers, as you can see. And then I have a bigger one here, but this one I put mostly to the bottom. I leave a bigger space here at the top because I will be cutting it into a tag shape, and that I will also just do in the fast forward process, just so you can see how I do it, because this will be like almost like a bookmark kind of thing. One thing that you should do is just make sure that your specimen windows would fit into your book. Don't make them bigger than your page sizes. Like, see, this one would be bigger than the page, but I'm fine with that because this is going to be my bookmark. But with these ones, I need to make sure that they would fit into the page itself. So just make sure about that. Okay, and then I'm just going to fast forward this next part because it's mostly self-explanatory, and yeah, I don't want this video to be too long. Okay, there we go. So that's basically how I do them. With this one, with all of them, I'll probably add a little lace, maybe a little lace there, or on the edges, or on the top. I'll maybe also put some pearls around it, or a button in the corner, or some book corners around them, just for some extra decoration. I'm not going to do that right now, because I don't have everything with me. And then with this one, I'll also put an eyelet through here and some ribbon, so that it could be more of a tag, you know. So yes, that's it for our specimen windows. I hope you enjoyed that. Here is how I have decorated them. So with all of them I add a little bit of lace, as you can see. And then I can't remember now if I added these stickers on camera or not, but these aren't listed in my description, but the black ones are. I just got these ones on chain. And then I just put an eyelet and a ribbon through there. I left one of them completely undecorated except for the lace, because I want to use this in the journal somehow as an interactive element. I have a couple ideas, but I'm not completely sure what I'll do yet, so I don't want to do too much to it. This one I sewed a button on, and I have some organza underneath that just for something extra, with a little bit of embroidery thread through that, and then just a velvet ribbon down here, just because I like to do it in the two corners. And then with this one, I have an eyelet through there and a ribbon, and I thought it would be cool to add it to a page, like also punch a hole in an eyelet through the page and then tie these two together so that it can flip out like that. And if you want to, you can even put a bit of paper back here so that it could be writing space. Next, we're going to make some more envelopes. I want to put quite a few envelopes in this little journal, and the kit doesn't come with enough, but I could have added more, but I also want a variation. If you don't want to make your own envelopes, you could just print out more of the envelopes in the kit, just on different background pages, and then you can just flip them over and you have different types of patterned envelopes as well. Or you can take one of the envelopes and trace them out onto these ones if you like their shape. I just want to try something different, so I've got a couple squares here. I did make sure that they are like perfect squares, or not perfect, but as exact as I could get them. You don't need to do that, I just like to. So this is just some old book pages. And yeah, like I say, you can also print out pages of the kit and just use that. So I'm just going to show you with this one, and then I'll do the rest off camera because I'm scared this video is really long. So basically you just need to get a rectangle shape. So I fold the top down first so I can make sure it's the furthest down. Then I fold the bottom one up, and then you're gonna have to fold in so there's a little of an edge there. And then there as well. So if you undo it, the envelope will look like this. So what you have to do then is cut out those little corners. I'll do that now and then show you. So this is what it would look like. I quickly inked the edges as well, just so you can see the lines better. And then to open it up, this is what it looks like to cut those little corners out. So what you could do, oh, and I also round all the corners. So like with this one, I'll go and round all the corners on the 10mm setting on this one. Sorry, that one. So yeah, that is it. And then I don't usually ink the inside of the envelope, but you could if you wanted to. So that's just what I'm going to do with these different sizes of envelopes now. I'm just going to go and fold them all like that, so that I can have some different envelopes in the kit, and then, or in the journal, and then I will show you what it looks like afterwards. Alright, here are the envelopes that we made. I made 5 for this journal, so I'll quickly show you what they look like. So I have 5 of these, and then I also have 3 extra that I got from the kit, just so you know. So this, it's a little purple. I might cover it up. I might decorate some of these, but a lot of them I just really like. I like this blue, and then this one I love. I love this sketch. It's so beautiful, I think. And then this one's just from a book page. So here I might either put something on here or make this a pocket that I can put something in while I'm doing the construction of the journal. and then this is my biggest one. So I'll see if this pink bothers me and if I'll cover that up. But yeah, this one is a little wonky. It bothers me a little bit, but it'll be fine. I can live with that. So that's it for now. Now we will make a scrappy notebook. This is something that I saw from Sarah Lee Armstrong, so I will link her video in the description. I'm just quickly going to show you everything that I will be using. So here's a little velvet bow that'll be my embellishment. I have some tags and some fabric scraps that I'll just use as tabs on the notebook itself. Then I have some blank pages in various colors. You can use whatever pages you want. This is completely up to you. And then, I have fabric that I'll be using to cover the top of the journal. The top of the notebook. So you don't have to do that. You can also just use paper. I just think it looks nice. And then I will also be using some of my lace, just to add some more decoration as well. I will be doing this in silence since there isn't that much to explain. So just let me know if you have any questions. One more thing, make sure to keep one of your pages handy to make sure that your notebook would still fit on your page so that it's not too big. Well, here's our scrappy little notebook, and I really love how it turned out. And like I said, just make sure it will fit onto one of your pages. So I didn't glue the back down because I will be putting it on a page with a belly band, and then this will hold it. Like, I'll glue it like that and it will fit onto the belly band. I just need to still figure out the position it'll go on the page, but for now I really love how this looks. Now we'll be making a window pocket. This I get from the top of a tissue box. I just cut the edges off slightly so it's more of a rectangle, not a square. So if you don't have one of these tissue boxes, you can just cut an oval or circle or rectangle or square shape out, whatever you would like. I do ink these edges and the edges around just because I don't want any white showing through, or I guess it's brown so I didn't have to, but I didn't want any of this white to be there at the end. I will be covering it with this piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue all over these edges and glue this on. And when it dries, I'm going to rip it off, so it'll be a ripped edge. Then I have a piece of acetate that is slightly smaller. I don't know if you'd be able to see that, but it's slightly smaller than our paper or our cardboard. Let me show you on here. Really hope you'll be able to see that. It's just a little bit smaller. And that's just because I'll be using double-sided tape to stick it on. I usually do with these ones. I use double-sided tape. And then once that is on, this will go on the back of our pocket. And once the acetate is on too, so this will go on like this, and then something can be slipped in there. And you will also have writing space on the back. So this will be a floating pocket for me. I already folded my edges over, as you can see, and cut out my corners. One thing though is when you fold these edges over, use your window, make sure none of the flaps are sticking out of here at the edges. Like, for instance, if it was this one, it would have sticked out. See, you can see that a little bit over there, and I don't want that. So I put mine on and then I fold them just to make sure that it fits completely. I will also take a piece of cardstock. Oh, the way I got this page is it's just one of the background pages that I just ripped a piece out. I just put this over it and ripped around it to make sure that I have the spot that I want, and also just printed a plain aged paper on the back. So that'll be it. The rest I'll just do this in silence so you can see how I'm going. I'm really scared this video is going to be too long. And then after that we'll have just one more thing, and then that will be it for this video. Alright, here we go. So I tried my best, but I still made a mistake. See, if I push this all the way down, you can slightly see the edge of the tab there. So I'm just going to have to make sure that if I put this in, I don't put it in all the way. And then I might put a little stamp here or here, because it just feels a little bit empty to me. But yeah, this comes out, some writing space on the back. Then you see the different background. I like the sticker on that. I just decided to put a pocket in here. I'm not sure what I'll put in there yet. And then I might put some stamps up there because this feels really blank. But this is extra writing space as well. This struggles a bit to go in here because number one, this tab catches. So I don't have my washi tape with me now, but I usually just put a little bit of washi tape over there and there so the tab doesn't catch. And then another thing, the acetate and this paper isn't completely against each other. So when you make this, just make sure to put a little bit of glue up there as well if your double-sided tape doesn't go up all the way. And then this will go in much more easily. And then lastly, this is one of the background pages, and I printed it on the 9 on the page setting. I think it's wallet size, I can't completely remember. I didn't put anything on the back. Then I trimmed them down a little bit so that they're 2 by 3 inches. And then I have this finger paint that I use as ink sometimes. I think it might be linked in my description, but I'm not sure. So I just have some flower stamps and I stamped it in light shades of blue, as you can see, just because I will be using this for an interactive element later in the journal. I'm just still going to put some lace at the bottom as well, just for something extra. And yes, that is it for today. I will scan these and put them also in the add-on kit so that you can have them as well, but you're free to make your own as well, of course. Thank you very much for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think. I was going to make some hidden paper clips next week, but I think that we're going to start to decorate some pages. I have some ideas that I think are really cool, and I'm looking forward to hearing your opinion on them. But until next week, goodbye for now. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Thank you for being here with me. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good day. God bless. Bye-bye.